This is one of my favorite videos to do each and every year. It is our review of the best over-the-counter hearing aids on the market now as of 2026. Over the last year or so, I've spent time in over 50 different devices, including almost every leading over-the-counter device. Ones from large manufacturers, ones that are complete startups, pretty much every different form factor. And in this video, I'll talk you through the 5 products that we think rise to the top of the OTC market as of today, and how you can get access to those products, some tips around how to know if you're a good candidate, and what to do if you have more severe hearing loss and you actually need to go into a local clinic. If we have not yet met, my name's Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at Soundly.com. We're one of the leading destinations for hearing health research and shopping in the United States. If you like what you see in this video, we'd appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more people. With that, let's talk about the best over-the-counter hearing aids in 2026. All right, before we talk about the products themselves, let me just give you a quick lay of the land on the hearing aid landscape and how you might navigate it as a shopper. When I first started researching hearing aids for myself a number of years ago, I was very confused to see products that were $99 and then mention of products that were several $1,000s at a local clinic. It took me a long time to figure out what the difference between these channels was. As of today, you can basically think of the market in 2 different broad categories. One is over-the-counter devices, which we'll talk about today. All of the over-the-counter hearing devices that we cover today, you can purchase at Soundly.com. We ship them to your home, 2-day free shipping, and then you can get on the phone with an audiologist and set up the device. Now, there are a few key differentiators for over-the-counter devices that are not true for prescription devices. The first is that the product is shipped to your home and you do the setup with the help of someone remotely. One of the products we talk about today is actually remotely programmed, but in most cases, you're doing the programming yourself using a smartphone. So that's the over-the-counter category. Now, alternatively, prescription hearing aids are fit in a local clinic. Typically, they start with an in-clinic test. Then they're programmed to match your particular hearing loss by a hearing professional in that local clinic. So 2 totally different care methods and 2 totally different delivery methods. Now, there's also a difference in price. Over-the-counter hearing aids tend to be less expensive. Compared to the market, we do have some really affordable options for prescription hearing aids, but they're generally more expensive than what you'll find on the OTC market. Now, perhaps the most important difference between over-the-counter and prescription hearing aids is that over-the-counter hearing aids are only suitable for those who have mild to moderate hearing loss. So if your chart looks something like this over at Soundly.com, then you might be a good fit for over-the-counter hearing aids. If instead you have a more severe loss and your chart looks more like this, then you'll want to go into a local clinic and get fit with prescription hearing aids. The reason is that the FDA actually caps the amount of volume that an over-the-counter hearing aid can output. And if you have a more severe hearing loss, you'll need more volume and also more fine-tuning in order to hear your best in various situations. If you haven't already, it's probably worth heading over to Soundly.com. We have a free online hearing test, which will show you your chart, and you can see whether you're in this mild to moderate category or if you dip down into that severe to profound category. If you are in the severe or profound category, we also have good options for prescription hearing aids, which we talk about on this channel, and you can find over at Soundly.com. Our team can help you find a local clinic and talk to you about the product that might be a good fit for you. All right, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the best OTC hearing aids on the market. We're going to highlight 5. Each of them is a winner in what I would think of as their own category. So we've got various form factors, various price points, a couple of feature differences, and I'll talk you through all of that. The first product to highlight is the Sennheiser All-Day Clear. Now, throughout all of 2025, this was our best seller. We expect this product to be our best seller continuing in 2026. And the reason for that is that it's a well-built product, comes from the leading manufacturer in the world, Sonova. They also make Phonak hearing aids and Unitron hearing aids. So the hardware and technology built into this OTC device is of great quality. When I wear this hearing aid, and I've spent about 6 months wearing it, it sounds a lot like the prescription devices that come from the same parent company, maybe not surprisingly. Of course, the key difference is that you actually program these devices at home using a smartphone app. One of the things I love about the setup process for Sennheiser All-Day Clear is that you can listen to a series of conversations in your ears and you decide which clarity and which sound quality you like the best. It's one of the most intuitive tests that I've seen. They also run a couple of other tests, but the conversation element of their test is really unique. Now, if you purchase Sennheiser All-Day Clear through Soundly.com, you also get access to a setup call with our audiology team. So you'll be pushing the buttons, but we'll be there to help you set up your hearing aids exactly how you need them and answer any questions that you have. These are rechargeable devices. They have about a 20-hour battery life on a single day's charge. Now, the one drawback to this product is that in the base format, it comes without a portable charge. That just means you need to plug the charger into the wall to actually have it charge your hearing aids. So most people will just leave it on their bedside table. Now, if portable charging is important to you, you can purchase a separate power pack that clicks onto the bottom of this case, and then it takes the charge with you wherever you go. That's available at Soundly.com as well, but it's an important thing to call out as you're considering this product and whether or not it's a good fit for you. Sennheiser All-Day Clear also has Bluetooth connectivity with iPhones and Android devices. It uses Bluetooth Classic, which basically means that you connect in the normal way that you would be used to connecting a pair of headphones instead of using the accessibility settings, which is a little bit more complicated. So we see this as a really well-rounded, overall great option for someone who's looking for an over-the-counter device. The other thing to mention about Sennheiser All-Day Clear is, of course, the form factor. You'll see this form factor come up a couple of times on our list, but this is a receiver and canal device, which means the body of the hearing aid sits behind the ear, a wire reaches up over the top of the ear, and then the sound plays out of a speaker that sits inside your ear. We tend to find that this type of hearing aid is the most comfortable and allows for the most passive sound to come through while also giving you some extra clarity. So we like the form factor. You'll see it come up a couple of times on this list. If you are looking for a receiver and canal device and you're looking for a product that's kind of hits that sweet spot of value and features, Sennheiser All-Day Clear tends to be a real winner with our customers. Okay, so Sennheiser All-Day Clear is number one. The second product that we think belongs on the list of the best OTC hearing aids in 2026 is Jabra Enhance Select. Now, this product's a little bit more expensive. The typical list price is around $2,000 instead of $1,000 with Sennheiser All-Day Clear, but you get something really specific with this product, and that is that a professional will actually program your hearing aids remotely. So just like with Sennheiser, you'll purchase the product, we'll ship it to you, it'll arrive in 2 days, but instead of you setting up your hearing aids yourself, an audiologist will log in and program your devices remotely. So this is basically an over-the-counter hearing aid on easy mode, and it takes some of the hand-holding that you would usually get at a local clinic, but you actually get it at home. So over the last year, we've had a lot of people who report really enjoying this product. They find that the sound quality is excellent. It comes from GN, which is, again, a maker of a prescription hearing aid. So Resound hearing aids in clinic are made by the same group. You're seeing a trend here. In some cases, the best over-the-counter devices are also made by the prescription hearing aid manufacturers who are really good at handling sudden sounds and background noise and all of the complexities that go into hearing aids. So Jabra Enhance Select is a great option if you want a little bit of an easier setup. Just like Sennheiser, it's a receiver and canal device, that same form factor. It's actually a little bit smaller than Sennheiser, and it has a 30-hour battery life per charge. This charger also has a portable charge without needing an external connector. So some upsides to this product, but you're also paying a little bit more. We think both Jabra and Sennheiser are great options depending on your tastes and your budget. All right, for the next product, we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to talk about a style that is not a receiver and canal device. So if you don't want a product that sits behind your ear with that wire that goes down into your ear for whatever reason, maybe you wear a hard hat or you simply don't like the idea of the visibility of this style of product, then we typically recommend Eargo 8. Just take a look at this product. It's tiny. It's going to fit invisibly in almost all ear canals. So if I put this hearing aid in my ear and I turn to the side, most people are never going to know that I'm wearing a device that just drops into the shadow of my ear canal. Just like Sennheiser and Jabra, we'll ship the product to your home in a couple of days. We can get on the phone with you and help you set up the devices. You'll use a smartphone app to take a test. Then that test will ultimately program your hearing aids to match your particular loss. So you're doing a lot of the programming at home with our guidance. You're pushing a lot of the buttons. The thing that people really love about Eargo is this form factor. Many of our customers also love the fact that it has these little tulip domes, which allows the product to sort of float in your ear. One of the challenges with an in-ear device is that it can make you feel a little bit blocked up. The term occlusion will sometimes be used to describe that feeling where you're hearing your own voice or it feels like your head is in a barrel. Eargo's done a lot to overcome that sensation in the way that they've designed the product. both because it's so tiny and because it has those tulip domes on it that holds it in your ear, sort of suspends it in space. When it comes to sound quality and sound design, Eargo is an independent company. They're not owned by one of the large manufacturers, but they have been around for around 10 years. And in my tests of this product, I find that it is best in class for the in-ear and invisible in-ear style hearing aids in background noise. So if I go to a busy restaurant, I find that this product actually does a really good job for that in-ear style. Typically, a behind the ear style will be just a little bit more advanced, but many customers find it's totally worth it to have a totally invisible style that is out of the way and feels very modern. A couple other notes on Eargo 8. These are rechargeable devices. They have around 15 hours of battery life per day. The charger carries a charge, so portable charge. You don't have to have it plugged into the wall while you're charging your devices. These hearing aids are not Bluetooth enabled, so this is one thing to know. You won't be able to stream phone calls or podcasts into your hearing aids. The hearing aids themselves are just too small. There's no way to get Bluetooth signal into your ear canal in a predictable format, so they just cut Bluetooth out altogether. That's one thing to weigh when you're considering form factor. But again, if you're looking for an invisible OTC hearing aid, Eargo is currently our favorite option. All right, let's move on to number 4, and we're going to stick with a unique form factor. These are the Nuance Audio Glasses. This is a brand new product that came to the market in 2025. We've had a ton of customers who have loved the feature set that comes with Nuance Audio Glasses. You're essentially wearing a pair of glasses that looks just like a pair of glasses. No one would know that there's a built-in hearing function. There's an over-ear speaker, an open speaker, that plays sound directly down into your ear canal. So if you're not wearing hearing aids and you don't like the idea of something inside of your ears, this is a product that basically gives you a boost based on whatever you're looking at. So there's an array of directional microphones on the front of the glasses. When you turn your head, depending on where you're looking, it's going to bring that sound back into your ear canals as just a little bit of a boost. So this is excellent if you just struggle in background noise, but you don't think you're ready for a traditional pair of hearing aids. These devices are rechargeable. They have around an 8 or 9 hour battery life on a single charge. They do not have Bluetooth streaming at this time, but you can put in a pair of headphones easily because nothing's inside of your ears. So we've had a lot of customers that have really enjoyed Nuance Audio as an alternative to some of the more standard form factors in the hearing aid category. Just like the others we've mentioned, you can purchase the product at soundly.com. They come with transition lenses, or you can work with your local optometrist to put in your prescription lenses into these devices. It's a great alternative, and it definitely stays on our short list for 2026. All right, the final product on our list is our budget choice. So all of the products that we talked about so far range from around $1,000 all the way up to $2,500. So that's the sort of price range. But if you've been researching OTC hearing aids, it's likely that you've seen products for less than $500, maybe even just a couple of $100s on Amazon. Now, as I mentioned at the top of this video, I've spent time in most of those devices, and many of them I find to be basically unwearable. I can't wear them for more than an hour. The background noise suppression is non-existent. The occlusion or the feeling that my head is in a barrel is extremely overwhelming. So I end up taking these products out quickly, and we hear the same from a lot of our customers. But we have found one brand that we actually think does pretty well across all of those different metrics, and that is Elehear. So over at soundly.com, you'll find the Elehear Beyond. This is, again, that receiver and canal device. The device itself is quite a bit bigger than some of the options that we talked about earlier, but it does come with rechargeable batteries. Comes with Bluetooth streaming. They even have some tinnitus features inside of this hearing aid, which is rare for the over-the-counter market. And importantly, if they're set up correctly, the sound quality can be pretty good in complex situations. So I've been able to wear these hearing aids for a full day and get a lot of use out of them. The sound quality is not as advanced as what you'd find with Sennheiser or Jabra or Eargo, but these are solid hearing aids that will give you a lot of benefit, and they're typically $399 for a pair. So they become really affordable for someone who's just looking to get started and try something out. We definitely recommend this product. We have a lot of happy customers who've tried Elehear Beyond. So that is the current lay of the land in 2026. There are, of course, many other OTC hearing aids on the market. We think these are the best 5. You can purchase any of these products over at soundly.com and you get all of the normal perks. We'll help you set up the product through a setup call if you'd like. We have fast free shipping, we have price drop protection, and of course, hassle-free returns for some brands all the way up to 100 days. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions about over-the-counter hearing aids or just the hearing aid landscape in general, feel free to drop those in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond. And one other thing, if you are looking at OTC hearing aids, but you think maybe RX is actually a better path for you, head over to soundly.com, check out our private label product, which is called Relate, and you can get it at a local clinic with a local test and local vocal care. It's something to consider if you're outside of the typical range for over-the-counter hearing aids. I hope this video has been helpful, and good luck with your research.